Good evening. It's slightly night, but it might not be when you see this. Look what we've got here. Oh, it's alright, display's just turned off. It's one of those LED cube things, which are really quite fun. You've seen this one before. I keep looking because I think half the LEDs have gone out. You've seen this one briefly before, and I said we might look at it in a bit more detail. We're going to try. He says looking for something thin and pointy. We'll find that in a minute. It was a kit that I bought from the internet many years ago. It cost about £3 including postage. I can't remember whether it came from China or not. icstation.com I think is the website of the manufacturer, and it comes as a complete kit and no instructions, absolutely no instructions whatsoever. So it took quite a few years to find the instructions on the interweb and then work out how to put it together. And there was a video which helped greatly. And it gets a little bit bent from time to time, you know, because it's not very strong. And then you've got to find some software for it, which we found and which I passed on to Josh to modify, and that was a couple of weeks ago, and we haven't heard from him since. So maybe I'll send him a link to this video and say, right, if you want to keep your name out of my videos, do some work. See what happens. I'm just going to look for a pointy thing. Oh, that'll do. It's driven by an Arduino. It's actually an Arduino Shield, and it sits on top of an Arduino. And we'll take it apart to look at the underside. We'll just disconnect the power for a moment. The LEDs are not soldered in. They're just sort of in sockets and things. So they tend to pop out as soon as you move it, and you spend hours trying to get them back in. One of the hardest things was stitching together the LEDs, actually. And it's quite clever. It's 64 LEDs, and it's run off 4, 8, 12, 16, 20 pins. That's proof that it is actually just an Arduino under there. This is my Geekcrete one. This is the first one I had because it worked, and the others are a bit strange. And when we look on the underside, there's not a lot. There's just pin headers, 4 resistors, 64 LEDs soldered into a cube. And these two devices, these things are shift registers. I'm sorry about all the shadows, but the lighting is a bit difficult in here. And this is where I wanted the shift. Is that underlight? Shift register 1, shift register 2. And shift registers are quite clever. What the Arduino does is send packets, or envelopes if you prefer, if we want to talk about it like postage, of information. And the shift register receives that. It says, oh, first packet we've received, that goes to pin or output 1. Second packet we received, that goes to output 2. Third packet received goes to output 3. And it does that all the way along the line until it runs out of outputs. The last output is, I think, on these sent to the next shift register, and that says, oh, a packet of information there. That's the first one we've had. That can go to 1. And then eventually, when this one's gone through its cycle again, milliseconds, it gets another one. It says, oh, that can go to output 2. And so it steps along. If you had a big long array of them, you could send an awful lot of information down one line. And you've got the start of, well, basically you've got simplistic multiplexing. The code for it, like about 2 pages worth. I can't make head nor tail of it, so that's That's why, sorry about that, I just managed to bang the camera with it. That's why it's been sent to Josh, who is apparently a programmer. He's done clever things with Arduino in the past, even though he says he hasn't. You better get this in the right way round, otherwise it's going to go bang, isn't it? Yeah, it goes in one way round. And then if we apply external power, there it goes, and it's straight in and working and doing. It's not as simple as the test pattern that you can download from apparently IC Station's site. I haven't found it on there. This one's a bit more interesting, but it was written by somebody else. And just looking, are they all on? I'm trying to get Josh to do something really interesting. He'll probably make it ring, I don't know, Bristol 64 or something stupid in 3 dimensions. That's it really. It was just something that was here and I thought was a bit of fun, and it had these shift registers in it. My understanding of shift registers is very limited, but I think that's how they work. And yeah, I think it's common cathode, so each block of 16 LEDs is run off 4 controlled, I think that's the anode. I can't be bothered to look too closely. And down 1 common cathode, so it's 5 wires per 16 LEDs. And 4 blocks of 16 is 20 pins. It's really, really clever. The electronics is really clever and the programming is really clever, and I wish I could do it. That's the shift register. Or rather, that's the cube. There are plans when I can afford it and find them. This row's out, look. This row's out. Why is this row out? What else have I put out? Sorry, this column is out. Which must therefore be that one. Because the common cathodes are run that way and the common anodes are run that way, or the other way around. I can't remember. But this look. Oh no, they flashed then for a moment. They're definitely out, aren't they? They might have bent the pin somewhere. Anyway, I just thought we'd drag it out and have a quick look at it because shift registers have potential. There was an idea. I had the idea of getting 64 addressable pixels and making a cube out of addressable pixels, which is great because it's only 3 wires, so it's really easy to put together. Just build a framework to support it, and just run whatever samples I could get through it, and then hopefully get Josh to write one. But as it turns out, 64 addressable pixels isn't cheap. It's considerably more than this entire kit costs. You probably want about 100. And that would have been £18 from China, and the customs and excise people, whatever they're called these days in this country, have decided that they're going to charge income tax on an awful lot of stuff coming from China. It's a bit random, so that might not happen for a while, but if it does, you can bet it will be on this channel. Thanks a lot for watching. I forgot to do the thing from our hosts. Our hosts insist we say like, share and subscribe. Thanks, YouTube. We'll see it all again soon, and I'll try and put the message from YouTube in at the beginning so people actually hear it. Thanks a lot. Bye for now.